Hi guys, welcome to the second episode of the Houdini Talk series. Today's topic is about my playstyle. If you've been watching any of my live stream or any of the other videos I've posted with live audio, you may have heard me being called out a lot for not dying very often or otherwise being a camper. Today I want to discuss why I play this way. If you look at my older videos from 8 years ago, you'll notice that my playstyle has evolved rather significantly since then. Partially this is because back then I was a much better player and could actually win my fights, but I've also learned a few things since then about being an overall better teammate. I think you can split Halo game types into two categories, Slayer and Objective. In Slayer, every death helps the other team, and every kill helps your team. While this is obvious, it's important to remember that if a teammate goes 20 kills and 25 deaths, they're actually hurting your team. In contrast, if a player gets 5 kills and only 1 death, they're helping their team in the Slayer game types. In Objective game types, the difference is less obvious. If somebody dies 30 times but captures 3 flags, they might be actually carrying the team, compared to a teammate who kills 20 people and only dies twice, but never touches the flag. In practice, these superficial arguments are missing an important detail. Every time you die, either in Slayer or Objective, you're spending time in the respawn, and you're not actually helping your team. When playing Halo, there are several different combat situations you might find yourself in. The best situation is when you know where your opponent is and they do not know where you are. You can get the jump on them and almost always be able to kill them before they kill you. In this situation, it doesn't really matter. You're going to win the fight no matter what you do. The worst situation is where your opponent sees you first. In this situation, you will almost certainly die. However, you do have a choice. You can fight and do a little bit of damage, hopefully while calling out for help from a teammate, or you can attempt to run and hide. As you know, in practice, the choice is not always clear-cut. Sometimes you cannot run or hide because there is nowhere to run or hide to. Other times you might be instantly killed and you couldn't even get a shot on if you tried to fight. What you'll see in my playstyle is that when given the choice, I strive to run and hide as often as practical. Running and hiding makes sense from a strategical perspective because you are distracting your opponent and keeping them busy while maintaining map control. Furthermore, every second you stay alive gives your teammates more time to come and assist you. What often happens is while you're playing and you see an opponent charging you, you're calling out saying, "Hey, teammates, come and help me." If you immediately start fighting them and then you die, your teammates may not have time to even get a shot off to assist you. But if you can buy a few seconds, your teammates may be able to get in position to actually come and save you. You can stay alive and kill the opponent. Sometimes if you turn and fight, you might end up winning the battle. However, staying alive even for a few extra seconds has the best likelihood of positively impacting your team, even if it will not always work out that way. The final type of combat situation in Halo is where both you and your opponent are ready to fight and aware of each other's positioning. In this situation, you are given a choice. Back off and wait for your opponent to challenge you, or challenge your opponent. It is incredibly tempting to jump in and challenge your opponent as soon as you get into the situation, especially if you are confident in your abilities to win the duel. However, it is almost always better to be patient and wait. Let your opponent push into you. If you do so, you can often set yourself up to get an easy first shot by leveraging terrain or cover. You can also buy yourself time to let your teammates get in position to come up and support you. Overall, I've tried to pursue this patient style of play because it keeps me in the game longer. By staying out of the respawn, I have more opportunities to positively impact the game and help my teammates win. While it's always tempting to push in and be the hero, relying on your teammates to help you and giving your teammates more opportunities to get in position to save you is almost always better for the overall game, even if your personal stats are worse. I find it critical to remember that the purpose of the game is to win as a team. If you were on the top of the leaderboard, it only does so much good if you're costing your team the game. Being first place on a losing team is much worse than being last place on the winning team. Thanks for listening, and if you have any ideas for future topics, feel free to reach out on Xbox Live or post a comment on the video.
Killing spree.